talked so much trash when you were on the floor playing. Like I would run by and he'd say, Parker, you're not getting your normal 20 tonight. I hope you understand that. Parker, you know you really suck, really.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
All right. What's up? Welcome to the Parker's Couch. And today is a special day because we are doing a special NCAA bracket selection from the Parkers. All right. We're going to break down our brackets and, give our thoughts and impressions of what we see so far and what we think is going to happen. And we'll get into some more engaging discussion. But it's also special today because it's not only two brothers here, but now we have the third, the firstborn, Carl Parker. Welcome.
My
to the
brothers
Parker's
and
Couch.
me.
How you doing, brothers?
Brother.
Glad to be on the
Good.
Parker's Couch. You know, it's always been the brothers. It's always been about us. Of course, I'm the eldest, the most debonair.
Oh, now see.
Oh,
Don't
God.
start. Don't start.
The most handsome of the brothers. But
Oh, boy.
no, I love my brothers, and I'm so happy to be a part of this, and ready to chop it up, and let's get some engaging conversation going.
Yes. I'm glad you still don't lack any confidence, brother.
Oh no, that's
right. That's where we get it from. Okay.
never going anywhere.
And you know what? You are our very first guest, which is appropriate. I mean, because
Yeah.
you're not really a guest. You are a part of the couch too.
You on the team.
I'm not a guest.
No. You might become a staple. We shall see, as long as schedules align.
That's right.
But give a quick introduction of yourself to the audience so they know a little bit, about you and just your past, your ball history, that kind of thing.
Oh man, you trying to make me go back in history. I'm a little bit old here, but again, I'm Carl Parker, and I am the eldest of the group. I did have history with basketball. I'm a former Division I basketball player. I played for the College of William and Mary. Had a pretty good career there. I was on the record books there for field goal percentages and different things, block shots and whatnot. Ended up playing overseas in Spain for Ube La Palma in the Canary Islands, and enjoyed myself there. I do have a little bit of background when it comes to basketball and understanding the ins and outs of that arena. And I do have a son that actually plays Division I basketball right now. So life is good. I'm gainfully employed. I will not mention where I am because we cannot give a plug for them.
That's right.
But just enjoying life and living life to the full right now.
All right. We love it. Now, y'all hear a shout out JP on the podcast sometimes. So that's the father right there. And we had a great season, already breaking records, season records and blocks, as you know, as we said before. So very proud of our nephew and what he is doing.
Very proud.
Definitely.
All right. Y'all ready to get into it?
Let's get into it.
All right. Let's do it. So let's talk a little bit about these brackets, as we just had Selection Sunday going on here. And let's start off with the number one overall seed, which was no surprise. UConn being the only one who was able to win their conference tournament anyway. I mean,
yeah. I think it said 11 number one seeds, 1 out of 33 or 31. So
That's crazy.
that's really
Wow.
crazy. Top
It's
two every
UConn and
year.
the rest of the field.
What you say, brother?
It's UConn and the rest of the field.
That's how I
Yeah.
see it.
Pretty much.
Right there. Is anybody this team is just rolling right now, and they look better than anybody.
I mean, they're complete. So Houston, for instance, they're a great defensive team, but offensively they scare me.
Yes, absolutely. But they're going to be facing off against Stetson. FAU, this kind of like surprised somebody getting an 8 seed going off against Northwestern. Did that shock any of you?
Yeah. I didn't think they'd be seated that high.
They didn't win their.
No, they didn't win their league or the tournament.
I mean, they're going off of last year's success, and
they had a couple of quality wins. You know, they beat Arizona this year, and they beat
They had good wins early on and had good
early in the year,
but really they kind of tapered off towards the end, and they're definitely not as strong as they were last year. This is not an FAU team.
Nope. No. But they were rewarded with an 8 going against Northwestern there.
Not much of a reward.
Yes. What do you think about that Northwestern team?
It's Northwestern.
That's kind of how I feel.
No, they're decent. They actually had a strong year in the Big Ten. Big Ten basketball.
Big Ten.
Say that again. Big Ten basketball.
Big Ten basketball. If you want to look at that, they had a good year in terms of that style of play. I just don't think they have the horses to match up.
No.
We got San Diego State. We know they were a Final Four team last year. They're going against UAB in the 5-12 matchup. We know those 5-12 can be really
matchup there.
Yeah.
UAB should have been in like a couple tournaments of the past 2 or 3 tournaments. So it's good.
Wells are always scary anyway. I mean, that's a dangerous matchup.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that game yet, which way I'm going. We'll see. That's dangerous. Auburn got a number 4, and they're going against Yale at 13. I know a lot of people had Auburn at 3.
Yeah, I think they're underseeded.
Yale is actually pretty good this year. They're not that bad for, especially for Ivy Leagues.
For Ivy
team, but they had some quality wins, and they're a strong team. But I think Bruce Pearl is gonna pour the coals to them now.
I think so.
Auburn is stacked.
Yeah.
They have about 8. They go 8 to 10 deep.
Well, and they're just super aggressive.
Yeah.
And Bruce Pearl plays an aggressive style of basketball anyway, and I don't see them having any trouble with Yale. Maybe close in the first half, but I think
those Ivies play you kind of tight early on.
They play tight early, but it's just going to be a war of attrition. They just have too many bodies, I think, for Yale.
Yeah.
Well, Auburn's equally as good on offense and defense, so I think that'll be tough for Yale because they can play a slow down game if they have to with their defense. But
can they light it up when they need to, though?
When they can light it up when they need to.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So and then moving on to number 6, the 6 and 11 matchup, we got BYU and the Duquesne. I haven't really followed so much with BYU. I know they've been playing.
They've had good wins this year.
Yeah.
The first year in the Big 12.
Yeah.
I
don't have a strong feeling there.
I'm pulling for Duquesne for obvious reasons. We'll keep it at that. Move along, my brothers.
Move along. Number 3, Illinois against Morehead State. Now, this should be a fiery matchup right here because Illinois is playing really strong, and Morehead State is no slouch.
Morehead State is strong. They had a strong year this year.
They did. I think this is gonna be a battle. That's gonna be
this is gonna be a good game. I'm looking forward to this game. This is gonna be high level athleticism, high level just dog eat dog style of basketball.
You said it was Illinois and Morehead State?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I love that guard from Illinois. What's his name? Something Jr. Shannon Jr. Yeah.
Oh, Shannon Jr. Yeah. He put up like 40 points the other night.
Yeah. He's an animal. And you know, Carlon, that guard play in the tournament is where it's at, man.
Absolutely.
If you have strong guard play, you're gonna win a lot. It's all about, you know, they talk about the three a lot, but it's really all about who makes the most layups and who makes the most free throws. And who
can win the paint, keep somebody out the lane. That penetration kills you.
Because my son's team had an opportunity to actually make it to the dance, but they missed a ton of layups. And 50% from the free throw line. They were still in the game, but you know, 50% from the free throw line and missing a ton of layups, you're not going to win.
They missed like 15 free throws that game, didn't they? They missed.
Oh yeah, they were 50% from the line. They were 15 for 30.
Wow,
that's terrible. And we're still in it. That's crazy.
Still in the game. Yeah,
it was a 4-point game with less than 2 minutes left. You know,
there's a terrible layup that he missed. You had towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
But they ended out here. We have 7-10, Washington State versus Drake, and 2-15. The 2-15 matchup is Iowa State versus South Dakota State.
Watch out for Drake.
Oh, Drake's good.
Watch out for Drake in that matchup.
I don't feel. I know Washington State had a good year, but I'm like, it's Washington State. I could see something happening here.
Yeah, they don't have any pedigree, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Drake, however, does, and I feel confident about that Drake call there, Carlon. You're on the money there.
Let's do it. Moving on over to the South real quick. Well, I should say too with Iowa State, it looks like they were the lower ranked 2 seed since they're there with UConn.
Yeah. But they, you know, they kind of bum rushed that 2 seed because going into their conference tournament, I don't think anybody viewed them as being a 2 seed.
Right.
They're off seed. They're non-conference.
The non-conference is very weak. Yeah.
But that, you know, they had a big win in the conference.
Oh, they demolished Houston.
I mean,
oh my God, yeah.
They mollywhopped them.
Yeah. But I hope we get an Auburn UConn Sweet 16. That's going to be a game. Auburn's going to give them all they want that game.
I don't think anybody could give UConn all they want.
I think Auburn going to play them tough.
Margin of victory last year for UConn? 20 average?
That's a good question.
Probably.
It seems like a lot.
It was an average of 20. It was like the largest average victory margin in NCAA history, I believe. It was close either way. I mean, it was pretty outstanding. They beat everybody by 20 plus.
Well, let's say it'll be a fun game to watch, at least for a half or two.
It will be
a couple minutes.
Entertaining for a while, but
yeah.
Man, UConn, you know how deep they are?
Oh,
yes.
Auburn's deep, but they're not deep as UConn. Yes, the UConn-Auburn game will be fantastic if they do have a Sweet 16 matchup. But I don't see anybody stopping UConn this year again.
No, I don't.
I don't. No. I think we are in agreement there. So y'all gotta know who we are favoring.
Yeah.
Go ahead. All right. The other side, we have one Houston against Longwood in the South. We have 8-9 Nebraska, Texas A&M. We have 5-12 Wisconsin and James Madison, and we have number 4 Duke against number 13 Vermont. What stands out to y'all there?
I'd like the Dukes, James Madison Dukes versus
Come on, Dukes.
That is a strong team, 31-3 record this year. Their team is outstanding, and they
are.
Can show these boys why they the Sun Belt champions.
Yes, I definitely agree.
This team is good. They're well coached. They play hard. I just love the Dukes.
Their Sweet 16 Elite 8 good.
They're very. They kind of remind me of how good FAU was last year.
Yep.
They could make that type of a run, I think.
I agree, Carl. I agree.
I agree too. I'm with y'all. Like I can see them getting to the Sweet 16 for sure. Wisconsin is they're pretty hot right now, and they just lost in the championship game, but I like the James Madison team. I think that's going to be the one to watch over there in that first round from that group right there.
That's going to be probably game of the first round.
That would be the one to watch. I'm going to love watching that one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Nebraska, Texas A&M. That's a tough 8-9 matchup too.
Well, I wonder how that's going to go with the AD moving over.
It's the Trail Albert International Invitational.
I mean, it's boy, the committee has a sense of humor, don't they?
Don't they?
Don't they?
All the eyes going to be on that one.
They are shady.
That's that's funny right there. But I can't believe I'm saying that about JMU, and they are a team that I hated.
You hate it with a passion?
When I was in college.
Lefty Giselle.
Yeah. Lefty, God rest his soul.
Yes.
He passed us recently, but Lefty, he was a tyrant.
Yes.
Talked more junk. He probably talked the most junk out of any coach. To players. Oh, he talked so much trash when you were on the floor playing. Like I would run by and he'd say, Parker, you're not getting your normal 20 tonight. I hope you understand that. Parker, you know you really suck, really.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
And then he'd laugh and chuckle. Because, he and Coach Doan were tight. And he actually spoke when I was a senior at my senior basketball awards ceremony. So
oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they go back quite a ways. And so he felt he could actually, needle me even more.
Right.
But that's just who he was. He was just a character, man. He was a character. Good guy, though. Really good guy.
Yeah. But it gave you motivation to.
Oh yeah, he gave me motivation to crush him. And I had one of my best games against him and his James Madison crew. But
did you ever beat them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure did. It was a long time, but my junior and senior year, we walked the dog on. But One thing I'll say is when I was living in Virginia after playing, he met my sons and he spoke really highly of me. So I will say that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's nice. That's
he's
awesome. I've heard so many stories about like after he passed, like a lot of stories about him. And the ACC network did a good had a they chronicle the ACC championships like
oh
back in the
oh
70s when he's
yes.
in Maryland and stuff.
yeah, Ben Bias and those guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
So those are really good stories.
yeah, yeah. Now he was an outstanding individual as far as he had a jovial personality, and he really was a good human. Um, Now, as far as what he did on the court, now he did some shady stuff. I think in his past that he
Yeah.
probably got ridiculed for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But everybody was, it wasn't like he was the
He
lone
was
fault.
by himself. Yeah.
It's a different time.
It was a different.
Well, they still inducted him to the Hall of Fame. It took some time, but they gave him his just due
Yeah,
before he passed, so that was good.
he deserved to be in the Hall.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Lefty Drizel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now the other Dukies over there, y'all see anything for them? Duke.
I hope Vermont beats
Duke
them.
Puke.
I hope Vermont
Puke.
beats Puke.
Puke they may make a run because they've had a lot of time to rest with their losses consecutively.
No, they're challenged.
Say,
They're mentally weak.
I don't understand why they go to Filipowski. So like they get Filipowski like dominant in the
Yeah.
second half of games.
Yeah, when they have guys with superior skills.
Exactly.
that's true.
The kid
I
McCain,
like the McCain kid.
McCain is the problem.
He's-
a freaking baller.
I need him
McCain
to
is the
go
problem.
away. I don't need him to be there next season.
I need
Yeah.
him to go pro. Yes.
Oh, because he is a pro. He is a
He's a
baller.
pro. Yeah.
But Filipowski,
We seen that. We seen that all the time. We don't.
yeah,
No.
he's a tripper just like Grayson Allen and all the other.
Yes, he is. Well,
He tripped Harrison that game.
he did. He did trip Ingram and try to cover up like he didn't.
Yeah, man.
Well, the bottom half of the South, we have 6-11 Texas Tech versus NC State, who made that incredible run in the ACC. 3-14, we got Kentucky and Oakland. 7-10, we have Florida against the winner of Boise State and Colorado in a play-in game. And number 2, we have Marquette against number 15, Western Kentucky.
So I'm going to say Kentucky is an intriguing school.
They
are. Now, guard play, they have it in spades. Like they have some outstanding guards.
Yes.
The only thing is that sometimes I wonder about Calipari's rotations.
They've been a weird team this year.
Yes.
Very strange.
And then that's the other thing. Like the team dynamic has been weird. It's been a little helter-skelter. Like
it is. Yeah.
One Kentucky team will show up and they look like world beaters, and then there's a Kentucky team that shows up and you're like, who are they?
The question is, are they going to play enough defense when it matters? Because they can outscore anybody.
Yeah, they
can't stop a cold, a nosebleed.
They can't.
Well, that's true.
This is very true. I'm like, why am I seeing all these college games in the hundreds?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I
they are scoring, right, but they let other teams score too.
Yeah. Defensively, they do suck.
That's true. We'll see. Any legs left in NC State?
No.
Can they keep this going?
I'm gonna tell you what, they really don't need much legs as long as Big Boy can get down there and get on the block.
Okay.
If DJ Burns could get posted up, who's gonna stop him? I mean, that's a wide body.
He took me out. He said, he his favorite, he patterned his game off of Hakeem Olajuwon, but his body ended up being like Zach Randolph.
Yeah,
I'm screaming.
But it's funny. He's a mixture of Zebo and Hakeem because
Hakeem, you can see it. Yes,
those feet
Hakeem had, but his lift is like Zebo's. Like he's
yeah.
Poor fella, but you're not gonna move him. He's strong as an ox, and if Horn can play consistent and not be a head case, they'll probably be good.
Horn is the key, right?
Yeah, Horn is the key. If he plays consistent.
Oh, look like you froze, brother. Back up. What did you say? Carlon Parker. Carlon Parker is frozen in time.
He's frozen. But what were you saying, Carl?
My back.
You're back.
You're back.
Am I back?
Yes.
Oh, I said, yeah. Yes, he's not a head case. It takes crazy shots.
That's correct.
That's all I was saying.
Now he was on fire against Carolina. I'll tell you that. He busted them. Yeah. He busted their nose.
He was.
Right?
Busted them down.
He gave them boys 30, and efficient 30 too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I was a little disappointed with Carolina.
I really wanted that ACC championship, and these boys should have got it. Like, they really should have.
Yeah, I was disappointed, but I also understand another dynamic of that. I wouldn't want to be on the same side facing UConn either.
No, exactly.
That's valid.
So
that's all I hope. That's my only hope is that we're not in the UConn bracket.
For having the foresight and wherewithal to take that L and know that he's going to still have that number 1 seed and run through.
Come on, run through.
Alley.
I can see it. All right, let's go down to the Midwest before we get to our boys last in West here, the number 3, number 1 seed. To me, this is kind of like the weakest region.
The Midwest.
Very weak.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was so funny on the slip up when they was doing it. He said, "Let's go to the lower white." I mean, right.
Oh.
Yes, this is the white region.
But we got Purdue. They get the winner of Grambling State, and I can't remember who was the other team they playing. Was it Montana?
No, not Wagner.
I forgot who it was, but the winner of the play-in game there. But it's MTST. I can't think of who that is right now. But then it's 8-9 Utah State against TCU. Number 5 Gonzaga against McNeese. That's gonna be interesting, I think.
McNeese,
and then
it's gonna be a problem.
Yes.
Gonzaga is not your Gonzaga of yesteryear.
Nope.
It is. They are vulnerable.
Vulnerable, yes. Absolutely.
And number 4 Kansas against Samford, who JP and them lost to. And I don't see it for Kansas at all right now.
Samford's got a good team, but if they play the style of play they play against Kansas, they're gonna get run out the gym.
Yes, they can't play like
Yes,
that. The way they-
absolutely.
They're gonna get run out the gym.
I agree.
And
I
Bucky
agree with
Hall
you.
is gonna get bucked. They're gonna lose by 40 if they play that way.
I agree.
So I
He,
think to me that 5-12 is still the intriguing one. I think out of those list of games, that
who's 5-12 again?
Gonzaga and McNeese.
Yeah.
I picked McNeese to win that game already.
Nembhard has been to me. He has not had a good year.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And they were expecting more out of him.
Yep.
And he's just not
producing.
He's not producing. He's not his brother, for one. But and they kind of went off of that name, just because his brother was outstanding for them.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he's just a different player.
He's just a guy.
And it is Montana State in that play-in against Grambling. And shout out to Grambling.
Give it to him, Grambling.
First time.
The first time ever in a tournament.
Let's get there, baby. Come on, Grambling.
The bottom half there, now we have South Carolina, number 6 against 11 Oregon, number 3 Creighton against number 14 Akron, number 7 Texas against the play-in of Virginia and Colorado State, and then number 2 Tennessee against St. Peter's.
Tennessee has a good opportunity to make a run.
Are they going to be consistent?
Oh, they will.
Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on the Gamecocks.
They will.
Okay.
They had a wake-up call.
They're well coached. What a turnaround. What a turnaround from what they were season ago, a couple seasons ago, to now.
Absolutely. It's pretty incredible.
That's impressive. That's impressive coaching, impressive fortitude from the guys to just come out there and play with the grit that they played with this year. I think they're going to be someone to reckon with.
Who's that?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
That's
South Carolina. Yes, I like the way they play. Coach Parrish has really put together a cohesive team, and they know they can score. They play great defense, but they can score too.
Oh yeah,
and I like their bigs.
They play as a unit, and that's what it takes in this type of setting. You have to be a unit, have to have tremendous guard play.
Absolutely. All right, let's go over to the West and end it out with, of course, the Tar Heels coming in at number 1, and we played the winner of the play-in game between Howard and Wagner. Then we have Mississippi State, an 8 seed against number 9 Michigan State. Number 5 St. Mary's against number 12 Grand Canyon. Number 4 Alabama against number 13 Charleston. So what do we think about the top half of this bracket?
Somebody's going to lose some teeth in that 8-9 matchup.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
That's probably about the hardest playing 2 teams right there you can have going head to head.
Somebody's going to be on a poster because Mississippi State likes to dunk on everybody.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to play Mississippi State.
I hope Michigan State wins this game so bad. I don't want to have to play Mississippi State.
I don't want to have to play either one of those teams, but I prefer Michigan State over Mississippi State because Mississippi State has too much athleticism.
Yes, too much. And I think we got a psychological edge against Michigan State. We kind of be putting it to them a little bit.
Yeah, we kind of in Izzo's head a little bit. But,
yes.
that
And Michigan State, they're not as good as they've been in the past.
That Mississippi State team, man, they got
They
some
are the
dogs.
truth.
They do. They go get
I've been
it.
watching them all week. They are very well coached.
And
They play.
them cats,
They're
I'm
very
telling you,
long.
they dunking on
Very
everybody.
long.
Yes, dunking on everybody.
And they have a prolific scorer in the guard
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
So they're a tough out. If we have to play them,
They got
it's I hate to say it, brothers, but it's reminiscent of when we played Texas A&M in Charlotte a couple years ago.
Strong,
it's a
big
bad matchup.
And good guard play.
Yep. It's a bad matchup for us.
It is. I think that their athleticism alone would kind of give us fits, because although we play hard and tough, like we're blue collar type.
Oh, absolutely.
defense.
Absolutely.
We have some tremendous defenders and solid college basketball players, but we don't have that like killer athlete like
We're a blue chip athlete. No,
they have 3 guys that'll jump over you.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting. We shall see. We shall see. And just to round that out, the bottom half of the West is number 6 Clemson against number 11 New Mexico, number 3 Baylor against number 14 Colgate, number 7 Dayton against number 10 Nevada, and number 2 Arizona, another sense of humor from the committee, against LBSU. Is that Long Beach State? I don't even remember who number 15 was. I have to see who
that's
they
Long
played.
Beach State. Yeah.
That is Long Beach State. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's a good story for them. The coach got fired and they them before the tournament started, and they went out and won the tournament.
Crazy.
It's actually the guy that used to coach Gonzaga initially. Remember, he coached Gonzaga and he made that mistake and left and went to Minnesota.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Mason, I think his name. Yeah, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there like the last 15 years.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I mean, the Dayton, Nevada, that could be a little interesting.
Possibly. I would love to match up against Caleb Love. RJ.
Can you imagine?
I would love the
Elite 8. That's the possibility
behind that.
That game would be in the hundreds.
And I would love to crush his head.
I'm just like, what happened? Because they are both respective player of the years in that conference. Like, y'all really hated each other. There was some truth to all the rumors, I guess, what was going on.
Oh, yeah. But a woman
came in between. Ruined everything.
They can ruin it all.
Oh man, but I think that's everybody would love to see that matchup though come across.
Yeah.
Are we waiting on the return of Carlon Parker? Because it looks like he left us.
I think he got mad or he started laughing at the woman comment I made.
That got me choked up. I was about to spit up and start coughing. I had to go off camera.